Pro-choice is something that is being debated on different stances. But the stance that I'm going to debate today is whether prostitution should be legalized. But not only should it be legalized, but legalized in the United States and now as well in Ohio. Prostitution is something that has been debated across all 50 states of the United States, but has only been legalized in one state, and that's Nevada. Here in Ohio, we are debating as of now, should we legalize prostitution? But the question I'm going to open up to you guys, and I hope you guys are very open-minded to the question, should it be legalized in your state, which is Ohio? According to John Stossel, a reporter for Fox 45 News, he says, let's legalize prostitution. A couple pros that I got from that site was that prostitution ease the income, and not only ease the income, but it does support pro-choice. On the other hand, according to CBN News, they said we shouldn't legalize prostitution. Why? That's what I'm going to open up to you guys. They said that it increases the rate of these diseases, but not only diseases, but human trafficking as well. So, prostitution is the exchange of sex for money. It is legalized in 11 of the 17 countries around the world. The United States, a nation with 50 states, with only one state that has legalized it. I'm gonna open this stance up to you guys in the debate of whether it should be legalized in Ohio. So my first question is, do you think that prostitution should be legalized in Ohio?
Oh wait, that's
Denisha. Why?
prostitution. It can give diseases to a lot of people. You know, like prostitutes have diseases, which means if it's legal, then they can just have sex with anybody and just pass the disease on.
But do all prostitutions have
Not
diseases?
all of them, but some of them do. And you won't know. You won't know unless you ask them.
They can lie though.
And they can lie. They don't care about going to jail.
Okay, Mr. Allen?
I think prostitution should be legalized only because, to piggyback off of what like you just said, somebody who's not a prostitute, they can be your classmate, they can be somebody you're actually dating. They can have a disease too and not tell you and then get you caught up. I think when it comes to prostitution, I think, especially when it comes to like women's rights, I think it's a woman's body. She should have the choice to do what she wants to do. And a big part of why I think prostitution is not legal is because it's harder to tax dollars that come from prostitution. It's kind of like a black market under like the same kind of transaction. So that's why I think it's not legalized, but I think it should be.
So if it was more that they could take it off the black market and make it into an actual business where more than just the prostitutes themselves can profit off of it, do you think that they would legalize it?
I don't. I read this article on JSTOR and it was talking about how a lot of sex workers who are making like social media accounts, they're getting censored off of social media, right? So that's essentially like the same thing like you're just talking about now. So in that world, that already exists, but the government is censoring it because now, with everything being digital, if you take sex work, that's the term used. If you put sex work on a digital platform, right, you have to see how that money's being functioned around. So you got things like like what Venmo and Cash App. That stuff can be like checked, right? So it becomes censored, and so then like in that way on that platform, it's still illegal. So I think again, it still comes back to telling ultimately like what to do with the woman's body because of the predominant demographic of people who work in sex work.
Okay, so posters like the Washington Post, they talked about on the source about how prostitution not only dehumanizes women, but it also puts forth like an image of women. So do you feel, so even just that, how do you think it impacts our society?
What was the question again specifically? I'm sorry.
Okay, so based off people feeling like prostitution dehumanizes women, do you think that's a negative, like that's a huge impact on society from preventing prostitution to becoming legalized?
The feminist in me, I think that's a very heteronormative male thing to say, that it dehumanizes women, because at the same time you're saying that what a woman is choosing to do with her body by her own choice is dehumanizing her, but if she's making the choice to do it, that clearly is empowering her. I'm only basing that off of like Amber Rose's slut walk she does, where literally all these, not sluts, but these women who are what's the word? Liberated, who are like sexually liberated. They're coming together to celebrate their sexual liberation. So in that same right, they're feeling more than like humanized, not dehumanized, because they're coming together to celebrate that part that society's telling them is shameful.
So if it does become legalized, do you guys think that it would be a high participation within it?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's fast money, easy money. It's easy, it's quick. You can get that job easy too.
So knowing the precautions of becoming a prostitute, do you still think that people will leave their weekly paying or bi-weekly paying job to become a prostitute, to become in that field, because it's easy money that it pays by day and not by week?
I think it would become a side hustle.
Yeah, I'm saying it all depends. It could be like Uber or Lyft.
Yeah. And you know, I feel like with any other like position, you like have to get tested. You have to go get certified. You have to get your physicals. I think the same way that works for other jobs, there should be some type of regulation to where like every week or every month or after every so many partners, you have to go and get tested, because we have ethics, right? We have people's lives in danger. So yeah.
So if somebody came to you and said that we was legalizing prostitution, what would be the moment that at that moment, what would be your attitude towards prostitution? Like your reaction?
So since I'm like kind of spiritual, I would be against it, because I just feel like giving yourself away to multiple men, that's not healthy for your spirit. So I would be against it. But then again,
Robinson, report for dismissal.
That's you, because I'm not anybody to judge, but I would definitely be against it.
So
if it does become legal, I don't think prostitutes wear that on their tattooed on their head that they're prostitutes. So you could be standing next to a prostitute in the grocery store and not know that she is a prostitute. She could be at church today and you not know that at nighttime she's a prostitute. Like I visit places where prostitution is legal quite often, and they look like regular people. Like you don't actually know that they're prostitutes. So the image won't. I don't think the image. Remember we talked about image earlier. I don't think the image would change, because it's not something that I advertise unless you're interested in that business. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that would change.
So I do appreciate you guys' open opinions and comments, but to wrap up and collect everyone's thoughts, I am now going to end up my discussion. I appreciate you guys, and I will use this to further my research and on my topic and propose valid reasoning on why or why not prostitution should be legal.